Coding Dojo is a programming school that turns beginners into developers in only 14 weeks. If you're serious about landing a career in tech but lack the formal education or background, Coding Dojo will get you there in no time. With over 3,000 graduates to date, over 90% of their grads land jobs within 3 months of graduating, often making over $70K per year at tech firms of all sizes, from companies like Google to local startups. To learn more, visit codingdojo.com or click the link in the description below.
Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got a question today that I figured I would answer. It's kind of a long one, but I think it's worth answering and reading because it's a good one. It's entitled Stuck in IT. And I'll just dive into this here because I think this was a good one. I've had this on my board for a while and I haven't answered it because it was so long, but now's the time. Today's the day. No more saving stuff for later. All right, so this starts out, I've been working in the IT field since 2006, 11 years, but unfortunately, the only role I've ever had in IT is within the IT support area. It's the area no one wants to be. It is commonly the area where you start your career, not where you stay. For some reason, I've been unable to get out of it. I have tried to move up within my current company into a QA position with the hope of eventually moving into development. The problem is that I always hear, well, you don't have much experience in the QA field, so I'm unable to move into a QA position. As a result, I'm unable to move into a development role as well. I studied computer programming in community college here in Toronto, Canada, years ago, and I've also studied various programming languages on my own time. I've made 2 iOS apps this year as well, not published in the App Store though, and I'm also fairly good at programming in PowerShell. I feel stuck. I know what I want for myself, which is to work for myself. So my questions are, after 11 years of being in the same role, would you also conclude that you are stuck in a particular field? Is it better to stay in a job you don't really like because it's secure? Or should I start my own business in something like mobile app development or a type of IT consulting role where I can use my programming skills? Just a note, I think it would be really cool if you could make a future video on how IT people can start building their own networks. Okay, we'll skip that part. And then he also asked me to answer the question sooner rather than later. I kind of screwed up on that part. Sorry about that. So let's see. Okay. So I was trying to think, about what you should do in this situation. So you're stuck in some position, some role for 11 years. It's time to move on and get another fucking job. It's time to be done with this. This is the thing. It's like a lot of you, you email me and you've been in the same situation for a long period of time. And maybe, let's just take this to the bigger scope of life. If you're in the same situation for a long, and you don't like the situation, right? And nothing, and you're not changing your environment and you're not changing your actions, nothing is going to change. It's not just magically going to get better. Like if you fall into a hole and you can't get out of the hole and you look around and you're just waiting, you're not eventually going to get out of the hole. You're going to fucking die and you're going to starve there, right? You're going to be there for a long time. Okay? And that's the situation. Like when you've been somewhere for 11 years and you're not moving up and you've tried to go to QA and you've tried to become a developer and and nothing's happening, it's time to move on, right? So many people, and this is one of the reasons why I highlighted this question is because it's comfortable to stay where you are even if it's not what you want. And that's the thing in life is like comfort is the number one thing that human beings go after and that they make decisions based on. It's hard. It's bad. It's not a good way to live your life, but that's the number one thing. It's not, I mean, we definitely avoid pain and we seek pleasure, but more so, what will override that system more than anything is seeking comfort, right? And sometimes it's more comfortable to be in pain, right? What is that? It reminds me of that little saying where it's like this guy said, this guy has this dog and his neighbor comes over and he's like, hey, why is your dog like, he's laying on the floor and he's yelping every once in a while. What is going on? And he says, oh, he's laying on a nail. And he's like, well, why is he laying on a nail? It's not painful enough from yet. When it is, he'll move. And it's kind of funny because you can live your whole life like that dog with the nail, laying on the nail, where it's like you're too lazy. Like it's better to be comfortable than it is, and just to have that pain than it is to like move out of the pain. So, you got to make a choice to move out of the pain. Like I said, if you've been somewhere and you've been stuck there for 11 years, if you're not making progress, if you're not growing, you've got to change the situation. You have to do something. You have to shake up things and change your life. It's not just going to happen. It's not just magically going to happen, right? And so, you've got options here. You've got options. One option, and probably the one I would take right at this point, is change the fucking environment. That's the easiest thing. Get out of the environment. Change the environment. Change your life. Every time, think about it. Every time that you've moved, right, that you physically moved to a new house, to a new state, to a new location, did your life change? It did. You had a different life. Right? You were a slightly different person because of the different life that you had. And so if you're stuck in a rut, you really want to change things up, change your environment. It doesn't mean you have to move, doesn't mean you have to move across country, but maybe you do quit that job. Maybe you do find another job, right? And that changes things, and it will change you, and it will shake things up. Okay? So you can always change your environment. Second, you can change what you're doing. So if you're doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results, aside from a probability, right? Because there is definitely I think that old quote, that quote of that being the definition of insanity. I don't think that's quite right. I think that you can do the same thing over and over again. You can get different results when you consider probability. But aside from that, right? If you're trying and nothing is changing, you need to change what you're doing. Right? You need to take different actions, right? You need to change and develop yourself. It's not just about acquiring skills. It's not just about becoming more technically proficient. And this is why, again, I wrote my soft skills book, Soft Skills, Software Developer's Life Manual, right? And even, my other books, but and How to Market Yourself as a Software Developer, why I created that course, is because it's not just about gaining the technical skills. Right? You got, and this is what this channel is about, is self-development, personal development, right? Working on yourself, because you've got to grow and got to change, because your external situation, right? Your external environment will be influenced by who you are. In fact, you will attract what you are. If you want better, you have to become better, right? So if you're getting the same old shit, it's because you are the same old shit. You need to change and stop being the same old shit. How do you do that? Go revitalize your life. Go deep into personal development. Go into the gym and change your fitness and your health. Go and change your mindset. Go read some good books. I've got a ton of books. Go look at my book reviews, or look at the playlist on the book stuff that I have on the channel. And you'll find top lists of best books, best personal development books, just all the books that I read, and you can find some good stuff there, okay? But you got to change something. You got to grow in some way, right? And, that's it. That's like, so the answer to this question is do something. Do fucking something, right? You put some apps in the App Store, that's great. Now, you want to start a business? Take a shot. Go ahead. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, you can't get worse than your present situation. Yes, maybe you've got a comfy job and you've got a paycheck, but you've been stuck in the same, it's not even a high-level position, in the same low-level position for 11 years and nothing's happening. Fuck, take some risks, take some chances. I don't care. Like, you don't have much to lose, right? It's not like you're the CEO of IBM and you're like, I'm bored and I can't grow or advance. And then you're like, and I'm like, hey, maybe, making the like couple $1 million a year, just chill the fuck out, dude. Like, don't jeopardize that shit. Like, it's not that. You're like, I'm a customer service person working this shit job in IT, and I'm afraid to take a leap. Take a fucking leap. You got nothing to lose, right? And so many of you are in that situation, right? If you're in, even if you're in what might be a good situation to some people, you should still take risks. But especially if you're at the bottom of the totem pole and you've tried everything and you've been there and stuck for a long time, quit the job. Go get another job. Go force yourself to change your environment, change what you're doing, right? You've got to make something happen. You're sitting in the hole. You're waiting for someone to throw down a rope. I did this video a while back on No One's Coming to Save You, but you're waiting for someone to throw a rope down the fucking hole and drag you out. It's not going to happen. You're going to be waiting for a millennium. You're going to be waiting forever, and it's never going to happen. You're going to be like the Haley Bop people waiting for the comet to come that doesn't come. That the aliens don't come and pick you up. I'm sorry. It doesn't happen, right? All right. I hope that's helpful to you. If it is, make sure that you give a thumbs up and click that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Click the bell so you don't miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.